How's it going? This is Nicholas McMillan with OTech Services, and today I wanted to talk about the M200 and doing weld schedule development. So we get a lot of customers that ask, what is the proper way to increase heat input or to increase my weld penetration or my ID bead width? So what we do, the basics that we talk about, what we do when we're talking to our customers, is we talk about high amps with percentage, high amps and low amps. A lot of folks might be like, what is this and what does it mean? So when we're talking about weld schedule development, we're always going to be into the level section of the M200. And normally you'll start out with 4 levels, 1, 2, 3, and 4, which represent 4 different quadrants. Now, as you know, the M200 runs what's called an unbalanced program. So it does not do your typical time on and time off like an arc machines or an axe would do, even though axe can do unbalanced programs as well. So again, Swagelok is strictly an unbalanced program. So what that means is we're not dealing with times, but we're dealing with percentages of heat input. So when we're talking to our customers and our students, we always like them to start here on the basics on the weld schedule development. So let's get right into what high amps with percentage is. So as you know, with pretty much every kind of orbital fusion welding, you have what's called pulsing. So it kind of gives you that control of the weld profile and the nice look that you're looking for when doing the welding. So you have a high and you have a low that you're pulsing. High amps, low amps. Well, the high amps with percentage, what it allows you to do is to stay at the high for a longer amount of time. So it's a little bit better of a fine adjustment. So I'll stay hotter for longer and then I go down to my low amps. So with that being said, let's say I select my levels and I use the auto adjust feature and I'm going to go up. You'll notice the first thing it affects is the high amps with percentage. It went from 33 to 36, meaning I'm going to spend 36% of the time now at the high. Now what it'll do is it'll allow me to have 3 adjustments or 3 clicks up until it moves to the next adjustment for my heat input. Now I go to 40, then I go to 44. After this, it's going to move into my high. Now I would like to keep in mind that it goes up in increments of 10% each time, which is a good number. That's usually what you want to do. You want to have a nice controlled process when you're making adjustments to current or penetration or heat input. So now you'll notice it's going to go to my high. Same thing, increments of 10%. I'll get 3 adjustments because what I'm looking here for now is that I'm staying at the high for a longer amount of time, 30% longer to be exact, and that's still not enough. Then what am I going to do? I'm going to come up on my heat input, on my high amps. So not only am I staying hotter for longer, but I'm also hotter. Now, if that doesn't work, and I still need more penetration or more ID bead width, the next adjustment is going to be my low amps. Same thing. Allows me to do 30% because I'm bringing that bandwidth together closer now. So I'm just overall hotter, and my general heat input has tremendously increased. So again, just wanted to talk about that really quickly here at OTech because it's very important. We get asked it a lot of times on weld schedule development, and it's a good solid foundation and base to start at, especially if you're working with like a different material or differential wall thickness and you're doing some testing. You can get lost real quick because there's a lot of numbers here and there's a lot more adjustment. Don't get me wrong, I know a lot of folks will watch this and say, oh, but I changed this, or sometimes I'll mess with ramping, or I will mess with time, which is all fine. I have done these as well. We do that here at OTech as well. But as a good solid foundation, this is a good starting point on weld schedule development, which we know can be a very painful process sometimes, again, when we're changing materials or differential wall thicknesses, or maybe doing an ATW to a valve or something that's not normal or unusual, out of the ballpark of the norm. So again, want to talk about that. Wanted to show you guys where that was at. And if you have any, as always, if you have any more questions or concerns, you can always contact us here at OTech Services, and we'd be more than welcome, or more than happy to help you with all your weld schedule development and education needs. Thank you.